team is together. The team has been together. So obviously, you know, the mentality, the team spirit, that's something that gets worked on every time you're together. But you know, as I said, the strength of this team has always been the mentality, the spirit, the fact that guys, how much it means for guys to come into this group and play for the national team. You know, Seattle certainly deserves a game, but I think you know, the field unfortunately leaves a lot to be desired. It's not ideal, but at this point, it's not going to change for tomorrow, and so you know, we'll do everything we can to make sure that it's not an issue, and we walk out of the field with 3 points.
What's not ideal about it?
Everything.
It would be cool, and I think it would be a great idea. However, I just don't think it'll ever work because our country is so big, and you know, it's nice for us to be able to travel around to different parts of the country and have games in different parts of the country. You know, have different supporters at different games all over the country. It's a great idea, and I like it, but I just don't think it'll happen. I think at this point, we would say the best ones have been Kansas City and Columbus recently. It's been great atmosphere. The stadiums are nice, and always we have a great American crowd there. So I guess those two would be in the top, but we'll see how Seattle does tomorrow night.
You know, I think Jurgen comes at the way that he coaches and the way that he views life in a, at times, similar way to the American mentality, but I also think he does bring an international view and certainly a German view at times when he's looking at it. I think ultimately when you look at Jurgen Klinsmann, he believes in what he's doing, and I'd rather have a guy with a flawed plan than no plan at all. I'm not saying his plan's flawed, but I think that the confidence and the positive nature that he just uses whenever he does anything is infectious, and I think it's important to have. You have to believe in what you're doing, and I think he believes in what he's doing. When you change lineups, you can do it, one, just out of necessity. I mean, you have injuries, and that certainly has been a case at times. Two, you got to bloody people, and you got to get them in, and the only way that you're going to see if they can sink or swim is to put them into different situations, and I think he's done a good job of doing that and still being able to get the results that he needs. But some sort of consistency would be nice, and especially when you're talking about the defense. Landon Donovan made a decision, and there are consequences to every decision, and that Jurgen Klinsmann looks at his team, not only that they can be as good, but it may be some ways better without Landon Donovan. I know that's hard for people to grasp because there's not a lot of Landon Donovans growing on trees around here, and the consternation that we see is justified because you have arguably the best American soccer player in history who's not sitting on a beach. He's playing and playing consistently in Los Angeles now, and he's not part of this team. And the big risk that Jurgen has is if this team doesn't do well, that is going to be the first thing that people point to. He doesn't have to worry about that now because the team has done well, and I think that the message that he feels it sends to the people that he has, and also I think he feels that this team can be good even without Landon Donovan. I think the U.S. wins, and I think that if they do, they are well on their way to Brazil. I mean, the 3 points that they got down in Jamaica was huge, and I think unexpected to a certain extent. But I think if they win this game, then barring a just complete catastrophe, they're going to